Well, I am at the new Alto, Pueblo right now, which is at the top of the Pueblo Alto Trail. This is beautiful. This whole day has been a really interesting experience for me because I came here with the intention of bringing closure to that event and really making the most of it. And what it's really done is opened up a whole new view of life for me. I'm sitting right now in the ruins of an ancient pueblo. And at one time, this whole place was brand new. They gathered the rocks, they built it, they had ceremony, and people were living their day-to-day lives here. People were conceived in here, people died. The whole place was just an active culture based on a beautiful Anasazi belief system. And it's just such a blessing to be here right now. I've never really been more alive than on the day I died. And I say that with humor, but also with gratitude. Even though I didn't physically die that day, that moment when that rock hit me on my head, I thought my life was over. And I passed out and I woke up. And it was a true miracle that I'm here right now. And I wish I could convey to people, take that whole experience from my mind and my heart and put it into your heart and somehow help people realize how valuable life really is. It is such a gift. Most people on this planet are very loving and know what they want to do with their lives. Yet very few people actually achieve all their dreams, and maybe we're not meant to. But life is beautiful. Life is a gift. I've met some really beautiful people recently in the past few months, the past few weeks. It has been so encouraging. I guess when I look back upon this past 2 years, and especially upon that day, if I were to give advice to anybody or suggest what I really had learned, I would say very simply, live in the moment. Don't live in the past. Don't live in the future. Just be present. Everything that we're looking for is within us and amongst us. Don't ever go looking for love through other people, through drugs, through food, any of those things. It's not going to be found there. The only place we're ever going to find anything is within our own heart. That's it. All the truth that we're looking for in life, everything that we're looking for, that we want to experience, that we want to give and receive, is in our heart. But it's also in our mind, our ability to think. Our ability to think is our greatest power in the world, and very few people think. Mental activity is not the same thing as thinking. Thinking is actually sitting down and looking at situations and asking questions and arriving at decisions. And I've realized through this entire experience that life is a mirror. I don't believe in being a victim anymore. I don't believe in any of that negativity anymore. Life is a mirror. Whatever we consistently focus on and give our attention to, that's what we're going to manifest. That's just the way it is. That's the law of life. Everything is made of energy, and everything's made of the exact same energy. The rocks here, the shirt, the camera, this necklace, this beautiful rainbow bracelet, this Om bracelet here, everything in this planet is made of the same energy. And it's all just vibrating at different speeds. This is vibrating at the speed of colored string. This is vibrating at the speed of silver. This is vibrating at the speed of rock. But we're all the same energy. The you that's in you is the same as the you that's in me. There's no separation. We can't do something to the planet and not do it to ourselves. You can't hurt another person and not hurt a part of yourself. It just can't be done. Everything is a mirror, and everything that goes on in our life is a result of our consistent thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. There's no way to escape it. I don't believe in victimhood anymore. I don't believe in blaming anybody for anything. To go out and blame people for things that happened to us would be like me blaming the rock for hitting me on the head. I made the choice to go on that hike that day. I made the choice to go on that trail, and that rock happened to be falling. And for whatever the reasons are in the universe, whether it's the law of vibration, the law of attraction, the law of gender, any of a number of laws that are out there, our paths collided. And I am grateful for that day. I also don't believe in forgiveness anymore, unless you're forgiving yourself. If you need to forgive somebody, it means you blame them for something. And I just flat out don't believe in blame anymore. I am done with the blame game. The real secret to life is not only taking responsibility for our own thoughts, but taking responsibility for the meaning we give to all of our experiences. There is no blame. There's no need to forgive anybody other than ourselves. Once we take total responsibility for everything that's going in our lives, everything that's going on, even things that happened in the past, somehow we drew that into our life. Some people won't accept that. Some people won't want to believe that because they were molested, or they had a bad breakup, or someone was killed, or they had an injury. None of those things matter. Those are all stories. We are responsible for everything that happens in our life. Our culture does not buy into that. Our culture is all about being a victim. But as I sit here right now, that was the one thing that I really gained from this entire experience, was total responsibility, no blame, no victim, nothing. That is the heart of life. I certainly had my points in time where I blamed other people for things that happened to me. I've had many rocks in my life, not just this one that hit me in the head. I've had a lot of difficult times in my life, just like everyone has. But you know what? That's how life is. We all have rocks in our life. Some of our rocks are bad relationships, injuries, bad childhood experiences, financial disaster, death of a family member, death of a friend, world events. We all have our rocks. But what really matters is the meaning we give to those experiences. We can take an experience that was painful and negative and scary, and we can turn it into something that's beautiful and empowering. Me being hit on the head by a rock, that happens to people. People have all types of bad experiences. But I asked myself a different question. I asked myself, what good can come out of this? What can I take from that experience? I'm not so much concerned about the rock hitting me in the head rather than the perspective that it gave me, the freedom that it gave me to love and live from my heart and live openly and be who I am and to encourage people through the example of my story. The energy, the thought, the whole genre of experience that has come out of this is what I call giggle yoga. And giggle yoga is the most beautiful yoga in the world. Some people want to learn how to be physically flexible, and some people think that they can't be physically flexible. Giggle yoga is about emotional and spiritual flexibility. It's about laughing at the moment. It's about taking complete responsibility at the moment. When you're at a point in your life where nothing is going right, whether rocks are hitting your head, your finances are falling apart, instead of getting into fear, uncertainty, and doubt and panic, you just start laughing. Because you know what? When you got nothing to lose, you got everything to gain. And when we can learn the art of letting go, that is the most beautiful art in the world. And I will tell you, when I was hiking myself out that day, there were times where I was scared out of my pants. I was absolutely frightened. And there were times where I was absolutely laughing. And it was a very, very funny day. But giggle yoga is all about the lightheartedness of life, living in the moment, accepting the moment, and learning how to laugh and love. It's about emotional and spiritual flexibility. So as this story unfolds, as Footsteps After the Fall comes out, you'll also be hearing a lot more about giggle yoga. Of course, you can check it out right now, giggleyoga.com. But here's to everyone. Here's to everyone on this planet, all the people I've met and haven't met, and all the opportunities we have to make a difference. I'm really grateful to be here. I'm really grateful to have had a second chance at life. And I'm really grateful for all the mistakes I've made in my life because they've been my greatest teacher and they've really given me the opportunity to develop perspective. I heard an old saying once that you don't know what you are until you know what you're not. And I've had a lot of experiences of knowing what I'm not. I've made a lot of mistakes in life and they've been my greatest lessons and my greatest teachers. And whatever your rock is in life, no matter what it is, hopefully it's not going to draw blood or maim you or hurt you forever. But whatever's going on in your life right now, there's one thing that is the cure-all for everything. Actually, two things. One is giggle yoga, which is just laughing and loving the moment. But really, the most important emotion ever is gratitude. And when we can live in a place of gratitude most of the day, most of our lives, we will draw into our life even more things to be grateful for. Because like attracts like. It's just the way it is. You know, when we're putting out love, when we're putting out gratitude, the universe brings even more into our life. It's just the way it is.